Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Ann Emanuel. A former Steuben County District Attorney has been charged with possession of child pornography. 63-year-old James Miller of Corning was found by New York State Police to have over 100 files of child pornography. Police say these images were found on a cell phone and computer located on Miller's property. Miller appeared in federal court and was then released. Elmira City Councilman Nick Grosso attended his first council meeting since being charged with a misdemeanor DWI. Neither Grosso or the council commented on the charges facing the 1st District councilman during the meeting. When asked about the situation, the councilman told Big Fox to refer to his Facebook post about the incident. On March 16th, Grosso was involved in a one-car crash that led to property damage outside an Elmira funeral home. Grosso will appear in court on March 30th. A 4th man has now been indicted for murder in connection to the Country Tavern shootings. Tasheem Jackson has been indicted on second-degree murder. Jackson, with 3 others, has now been connected to the death of 36-year-old Jeremy Shazer. Big Fox News will continue to bring you updates on this case. Cornell City School District is set to accept thousands of dollars as part of a settlement with the e-cigarette company Juul Labs. Tonight's school board meeting contains a resolution to approve over $28,000 in settlement money from Juul. Hornell becomes the 2nd local school district to reach a settlement with Juul after the Sayre School District reached a settlement for around $8,000 on March 6th. A deadly bacteria has been linked to eye drop containers across the country. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg tells us what to look out for and how to keep your vision safe.
The CDC and FDA are currently investigating an outbreak of an extensively drug-resistant bacteria that is infecting people nationwide.
There's a pathogen known as Pseudomonas, which in itself can cause some pretty serious eye infections. That has been found in open bottles of the EzraCare artificial tears. This particular strain of Pseudomonas is particularly dangerous because it's resistant to many different drugs that we usually use to treat these sorts of infections.
So far, there have been over 65 reported cases of the infection, 8 people have lost their vision, and 3 deaths have been linked to the eye drops.
But you're right, the eye is not that far away from the brain. The eye has a lot of blood vessels that course through it. And so that risk of death is, there. If you have a devastating eye infection, it can be serious.
For those that use eye drops or artificial tears regularly, there are some things to keep an eye on.
If I were out there buying artificial tears right now, or putting artificial tears in my eye, I'd be extra careful to make sure that bottle looks like it's in good shape, that looks like it's relatively recent purchase. I wouldn't use something that's 6 months old. I think that making sure it doesn't say EzraCare or Delsum Pharmaceutical, artificial tears on it would be a prudent thing to do at this time.
If you are experiencing pain or discomfort in your eye, Dr. Manhart advises you to contact your local eye care provider as soon as possible. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Twin Tiers.
There's a new hotel in the Twin Tiers. Our Maggie Hall gives us a tour of it.
After almost a decade in the making, this hotel behind me in Big Flats has opened its doors. And today, myself, along with General Manager Bethany Johnston, are going to give you a tour. Ground was broken in 2014 to turn what used to be a landmark inn into the Best Western Plus that stands here today.
And it's taken 9 years, not 13. And that's a big difference when bringing in a business. Taking a building that was very old and a different brand and a motel, not a hotel, which there's a big difference. Changing that over takes time. That was definitely one big obstacle. There was multiple construction companies. I'm not going to hide that, but it was due to, I think, capabilities, not anything, behind the scenes that didn't meet the eye.
COVID and construction obstacles aside, the hotel is now taking guests. The Best Western Plus has 102 rooms, as well as a complete fitness center, a pool, and an outdoor patio area. Bethany and her team are looking forward to meeting and getting to know their guests. kids.
You want them to come back. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, hey, how are you? You know, you get to know these people. And I think that's something that's missed with hospitality. Like, they're not just another guest, another number. They're human, and they're here no matter if it's their house burned down or, you know, they're on a business trip. They're away from their family. So kind of being that family in place while they're here helps.
You can find the new Best Western Plus at 2671 Corning Road. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Big Flats.
Nashville police are searching for a motive in a deadly school shooting that left multiple people dead. They say the shooter previously attended the school. Madeline Rivera has the latest.
Shortly before 10 a.m. Central Time Monday, the suspect rolls into the parking lot of Covenant School. About 10 minutes later, police say the assailant shoots through the side doors of the building and goes inside. Armed with 3 guns, 2 of them assault-style weapons, the shooter walks through the school firing more rounds. 6 people, 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults were killed.
Never in a million years thought that would be this close to me, this close to home.
Investigators say the 28-year-old suspect who was shot and killed by police went to the school years ago. The attack, which they say lasted roughly 15 minutes, was planned. The shooter had detailed maps of the building. But authorities believe it may not have been the only target.
There may have been some resentment for whatever reasons. So she had targeted not only that school, but other locations as well that she didn't get to carry out.
This latest mass shooting once again sparking calls for Congress to pass an assault rifle ban. There have been at least 130 mass shootings this year.
No other country is dealing with this. No other country is dealing with our kids going to school and being slaughtered, being murdered, teachers being slaughtered, being murdered.
Still others blame mental illness.
The common thread is you've got somebody who's mentally ill and evil. People are evil, and they're going to do evil things. It's unfortunate.
Investigators armed with a search warrant also found a sawed-off shotgun, a second shotgun, and other evidence at the suspect's home. Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Federal prosecutors have unveiled more criminal counts against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, accusing him of bribing Chinese government officials. They say he directed $40 million in cryptocurrency to unfreeze assets held there through Alameda Research. That's an affiliated crypto trading hedge fund. The new indictment is from the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Stay with us. Your complete forecast is next.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. We just have a handful of days left in the month of March, and there will be some active days. Now, noting through the overnight, we're staying underneath some clearing potential, as well as noting that winds will be switching. We have a northwesterly wind that will become more southwesterly, and that is going to give us a little bump in the temperatures as we head into Wednesday afternoon. But it won't last long. We are watching that a quick moving cold front will be sliding its way across much of New York as we head into the evening hours. With it will bring some gusty winds, as well as sometimes some mixed precipitation, may even mention a rumble of thunder. But as that cold front drops in, it is going to move in a cold air mass, which is going to keep us frigid on Thursday, excuse me, with some sunshine expected. But again, it's looking to be short-lived to see some quiet weather. As we round off the end of March and head into April, we'll be talking about some wet, windy, as well as some returning warm conditions. Now, first, as we roll into our Wednesday, the start of the day, very quiet. We'll have some sunshine. Winds are generally light. By the afternoon, we'll start to see those winds pick up, and you can see the sliver of some precipitation ahead of that frontal system. That's where your rumble of thunder may be, and then some cooler air behind that cold front could allow for some wet snowflakes to accumulate into those late evening and overnight hours. Now, as we look at the snowfall potential, it's pretty minimal. We're talking maybe a trace of snowfall, and it's going to be more of that wet snowfall as it comes pretty close close behind those rain showers. So most of that then melting on those wet surfaces. And if it is able to hang on to maybe some of those cold grassy spots, the sunshine, even with some cold conditions into Thursday, should be able to melt that down. Now, as mentioned, as we head into our Wednesday as well, not only are we just tracking that cold front to move through, but it's also going to be a little blustery. So as we start the day, it's quiet. We still have winds under 20 miles per hour into the early afternoon. By the evening and overnight hours, that's your cold front passage, and it looks to occur just around that 7 o'clock time frame. So about 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that's where your rumble of thunder and maybe a brief downpour will occur. And then after 7 o'clock, that's where some snow showers will be in place. But that's also when we have the potential of some gustier winds. So some isolated areas of some more snow squall-like setups could be a possibility. So if you're doing some very late evening traveling, you may run into sometimes some reduced visibility and some slick surfaces, but it is quick moving. It shuts off pretty quickly and we return to blue skies into Thursday. But that's going to bring some quickly changing temperatures. So with quiet conditions ahead of that front, we actually are able to hit those 50s. So we're looking at seasonable temperatures, but then behind it, it's a sharp cutoff, which does drop us into those teens and 20s to start our Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we hold into those 40s, even with that spring sunshine. And then our next system will be timing out is expected to bring some heavier rain showers with some warming and windy conditions into Saturday before the first few days of April will be quiet.